Hello, thank you so much.
So I can see you're very relaxed back home in Delhi.
Yes, it's I think the mother's love and the fatty food.
So Mama's boy, are you?
100%. Like I think I'm more connected to her even when I'm in Bombay than anybody else. So it's yeah, support system that she is.
In fact, Namit, I was reading up a bit somewhere and I saw this interesting thing that you said that you got into spirituality and how, that's keeping you really happy and positive in these tough times. So is there one tip you
Yeah.
want to share with, your viewers?
I think over the past few years of me dabbling with different spiritual practices, I've realized that there's one thing which is extremely important for everybody, and I'm also really trying to make that a regular thing. It is a consistent daily practice, So no matter what you do, whatever connects with you or resonates with you, please go for it. But just make sure that you do it every day, because that's how you build on anything, and especially a spiritual practice, for you to really have that connect with whatever you are getting into, or with yourself, most importantly. So I think that would be my, if I'm supposed to give one tip, that would be my only tip, that put in that 5 minutes or put in that 2 minutes, or like just even like 5 breaths. It will help if you do it consistently.
Yeah. So in your case, it happened just by chance, or was there any phase in life when, maybe you turned towards spirituality?
Well, I've been quite lucky, if you want to say that. But at the same time, I mean, I really didn't have a particular reason for me to uh, join, like, for example, Buddhism, which I did many years ago. It was basically my mom kind of like uh, introduced me to it, like generally. And then when I moved to Bombay, the organization, the guys over there, they connected me, and it was so beautiful. It just felt like I had this instant connect, especially with the chant. So that's when I decided, yeah, I want to explore this, and there's so much positivity that I'm getting out of it. And that was primarily the reason. It wasn't that I was at a rock bottom, but at the same time, I it's important to kind of understand that uh, सबका journey hai, and everybody will have their own time when uh, a certain spiritual practice comes into their life or not, uh, and how deeply they get connected. So it's a, I mean, there's no rule or like fixed thing. But I was fortunate to have that intrigue, which basically led me to sincerely practice, sincerely know more about it, study about it, and talk to people about it, discuss, and then grow, and then also have questions, because if you don't have questions, sometimes it will eventually become a deterrent. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting, Namit. Now talking about career, you had an interesting graph. You were a successful model and then you got into acting. But just around that time when you were just getting into acting, did you have to face this
Yeah.
comment that, models really don't make it big as actors because they are wooden faced, stuff
Yeah.
like that? Did you get to hear that at all?
Of course, I mean, this has been something that I've been hearing even while I was modeling. It is somewhat of a, um, I mean, it is a deterrent at some level if you take it as one. And I do believe there is some truth to it, obviously, because I personally, I mean, I'll talk about myself, because I've really had a long and a good modeling career, and I know for a fact that we don't need to put in any expressions when we're on the ramp. We just have to look good and have that attitude within, and facially kuch zarurat nahi hoti. So doing that over and over again for years, your it becomes body language. It becomes your muscle memory to a certain extent. But having said that, it is only us who can break that. And that happens when you kind of shift focus from what you've been doing a lot to what you want to do. And in my case, that was acting. So, enrolling with different workshops, or like I joined this group for clowning. I did theater, I did, method acting course. So you basically put your focus there. And the more you practice anything, eventually that will set into your body and it set into your lifestyle. So at least for me, that was really helpful. But yeah, I mean, I did have difficulty. You know, I've been told many times by many casting directors, okay, you know, there's no expression, your eyes are dead. You know, nahi ho raha, feel nahi aa rahi, body language bilkul thandi hai. You know, so wo sun ke bhi you have to work on it. You know, it's not that, and acting is not something that comes naturally to everybody. You have to work on it. It's a craft. It's a skill.
So stereotype bhi hai, you know, when they know you're a model, that word wooden face. You've defined it quite nicely about how models are on the ramp and how they can convert that into expressive faces. Which
Absolutely. It's just hard work.
Yeah.
बस मेहनत लगती है हर चीज में, कुछ ऐसे प्लेटर पे तो मिलेगा नहीं. So for me to move from one career, because it's a totally different career. I mean, modeling, when they say that they are in the same industry, it just overlaps at a very, very thin line in between, where you have those parties, fashion parties, or like award functions where you will have models and actors together. But otherwise, there's nothing else. I mean, the skills are completely different. So we need to understand that and basically hone our skills, and that's all it takes in any field, I would say.
Like in your field, you have, Namit, because we saw you last on Sanjivani too, and you know we can see even the acting graph. So I think you got a lot of accolades for your performance on Sanjivani.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
But did it come as a bit of a setback when the show went off air? A sudden decision was taken. Because that's a part of your industry, but you know, since you're new to the industry, was that a major setback?
Well, absolutely right. I mean, I'm new to it. That's why I'm going through all these, you know, situations where things change overnight and it all boils down to the numbers. But at the same time, I have been pretty, you know, confident with myself and the fact that I am on the show as the lead or the face of the show, and all I can do is put in my best and forget the rest, because already, you know, doing a show like Sanjeevani, which has such a huge brand recall, which was a cult show back in the day, you know, wo kar rahe hain with Monish Bahel and Gurdeep, all these people coming back. I mean, there was some pressure, but मैंने वो pressure को दूर रखा और बोला कि यार मुझे choose किया गया है, they've hired me for this job. I need to like get my game up there, and for that all I need to do is focus on my given job. I mean, if I start thinking about the numbers and all the other things that go around it, it would get really tough. I mean, it's already pretty tough to do a TV show. So I kind of, fortunately, जितना दूर रह सकता था मैं रहता था. I mean, of course, बात आ जाती थी सेट पे कि अच्छा DRP इतनी आई है, but I would be like, यार अब हम तो अपना करें ना, इससे ज़्यादा क्या कर सकते हैं? I mean, you can only give your best in the scene, and rest is happening on its own, you know. So fortunately, I didn't get really deep into it and get affected by it. But yeah, it's all learning. I mean, I'm also understanding things, you know, decisions that are made at the higher level from the channel, from the producers, based on certain parameters. So वो norm है जैसा चलता है वो I have to kind of get into it and get into the system slowly and steadily. But not forgetting my job, because अगर मैं वही ना करूँ सही तो फिर you know, there's nothing left.
So what next now, Namit? When are you planning to come to Mumbai, or you plan to stay there for a few months till things get completely, you know, hopefully?
See, I'm completely open right now. I mean, in the sense, I have been getting some calls and there are some opportunities, but I need to really be sure about what I do next, because I know for a fact that my career, you know, it will be based on these decisions that I make, the projects that I choose. So आज चाहे एक प्रोजेक्ट उठा लूं, एंड में जाके लोग वो मेरे नाम से हमेशा के लिए जुड़े रहेगा जिंदगी भर. So I want to really be sure, and I honestly want to do good work. I mean, I'm hungry to work, obviously, but at the same time, not just jump into it because आ रहा है और जो भी आ रहा है वो ले लो, ऐसा नहीं है. So I will wait, because again, the situation in Bombay with the new shows coming, you know, people going on floor, it is a little slow. And people are taking their time. So I mean, I'm also in no rush, because lockdown के एक हफ्ते पहले ही मेरा shoot खत्म हुआ है. You know, so technically I mean, this is my break time, but break is at home. So no hard feelings. But yeah, I mean, I'll be easy. And if something comes up which I'm excited about, I will come to Bombay instantly. My house is there. I mean, मैं तो ready हूँ आने के लिए.
Absolutely, Namit. So on that note, I want to thank you for this chat.
Thank you so much.